Boy, oh boy, Tuesday, April 28th, and I'm here with a bit of a corker, a bit of a message that might challenge some of you. Now, I don't want to offend anybody when I share this with you, but there is no such place as hell. I have done this work for many years, and I have spoken to thousands of people who have transitioned into death, and there is no lake of fire where we burn for all eternity because we didn't get baptized, because we had sex before marriage, or because we're gay, or because we had an abortion or anything like that. There's no lake of fire. There's absolutely not a hell that we go to, which would lead me to believe that that is a way to manipulate people, to control them, to tell them to do the thing you need them to do, or they're going to go to hell and burn for eternity. It doesn't really hold up to logic, that whole idea of hell. I do want to let you know, and I don't like to sugarcoat anything, but I do want to let you know that that doesn't necessarily mean there isn't suffering when we pass away. There is a great deal of suffering when we die. And where does that come from? It comes from regret. Now, when these major world religions tell people not to take their own life because they're going to go to hell, they're going to burn in a lake of fire, that's not necessarily true. But it's not as clear-cut as that either. So when a person takes their own life, what they're looking to do is they're just looking to poof out of existence. They don't want to exist anymore. They don't want to hurt. They don't want to suffer. But what happens is their physical self dies, but their eternal soul carries on. Where we go is essentially right here. We watch our loved ones. We're connected to our loved ones in life. So when a person takes their own life, their soul doesn't disappear, but simply goes to the backside of that one-way mirror. You know, one-way mirror in a cop show where you have cops on one side, suspects on the other. Well, here we have that relationship between living and those in spirit, where we're on the side of the suspects. When we pass away, we go to the side of the cops, where we can see people, hear people, love people. When somebody takes their own life, they go to a place where they are now connected to the pain their action caused. And this is really, really difficult for me to talk about because there's this idea in the New Age spiritual world. Well, you know, when we die, we're all at peace. We're all at peace. To a great degree, we're in physical peace because we don't have the pains and the cancers of our body. But it doesn't mean that we stop loving, we stop perceiving, we stop carrying on. And whether we take our own life with intention or not, those thousands of people that I've talked to in spirit have certainly known regret. And that is a word that guides me, regret, because I don't want to regret a damn thing when I die. I don't want to regret staying with toxic individuals for too long. I don't want to regret staying in jobs that weren't good for me. I don't want to regret I don't want to regret spending my life beating myself up because I'm a little fluffy and I'm a little overweight. You know, I'm not going to spend this entire life, however long I'm here, beating myself up because advertising and movies told me I was not ideal. I'm not going to waste my one precious life. And I would encourage you not to either. So whether it's a decision that you have to make in your personal life, in your professional life, whether it's a way that you come to peace in the way you talk to yourself about your body and about your past, your life is limited. You only have a small amount of it. And we definitely should not be spending any of it beating ourselves up unnecessarily. This is where radical self-love comes in. And every day, whether you believe this or not, is an opportunity to reduce the regret we feel when we pass away. Because we're all going to feel a little bit of it. But that idea of minimizing that regret before we pass away, that's the sweet spot. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to live your life unapologetically, unashamedly, and understand that you're going to pass away one day, and you can do everything you can right now to remove the regret that you'll feel when that happens. All my love to you. Thank you for hearing me out on this. You can find my readings, my website, my podcast on my website at joshsimons.com.